Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous Tea. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. There is new content over there. Follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram. On the Instagram is at AnonymousRealityTV. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the video so it gets out to the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes, and coming or going, hit the like button. So today we are talking Big Brother 27, and I am so happy we have our third black female winner, you guys. Ashley won Big Brother, and I think it has shook the fandom. I think it has shook the fandom, you guys, because everybody was going with the foregone conclusion that Morgan and Vince would be final two, and Morgan would win the show, right? And then there are some Vince apologists that I'm confused as far as what show y'all were watching. Now, I can understand the casuals being confused. The casuals, i.e. the people who do not watch live feeds or who are not keeping up with what's going on the live feeds. And that is where Ashley put in a lot of her work. She put in a lot of her work. And I also dislike this modern quote-unquote Big Brother mentality that you have to win all these comps. You have to be a comp beast, and that's important for your resume. No. Ashley only needed when she needed to win. She only needed to win when she needed to win, which is good for her because it doesn't have to show her cards. You only need to win when you are, at risk of being evicted or whatever else, or you're the target, and you won week one when you were put on the block, right? You won week one. You won part 2 and part 3 of the HOH. That's what matters at the end. Because guess what? Bitter jury or not, if you think she's a floater or not, or you're not that impressed with her game or not, guess what? You getting in the final chairs, you can make your own destiny happen, you guys. You can. And she did what Mackenzie should have did last season, although I'm glad she didn't because I'm happy that my girl Chelsea won, right? But Ashley did what Mackenzie was supposed to do last season. Yes, Morgan is your bestie, one of your besties in the house, everything else. However, it's about that $750K. It is about the $750K, y'all. So nonetheless, we can still be friends after this show. But I'm not about to have my best friend sit next to me in jury and they fawn over your comp wins, they fawn all over your influence, and I put myself with a jury that has less jurors compared to previous seasons and put myself in a pickle. No. I'm going for the guaranteed win. And a lot of people are pissed off at Vince and his lack of gameplay and allowing Morgan and other people to determine his moves. And him thinking that him doing the woe is me, the pathetic act, the victim act, what was going to get him somewhere, that was going to be a strategy. No. People saw through it all. People saw through it all. And Ashley, she put her lawyer speak to work, answered those questions, and did what she needed to do. I am so happy for her, y'all. Also, really quickly, so Keno won the AFP, y'all. The $50K for the AFP. And some people are confused. Did y'all see Rachel Riley's face? I think she was confused too. I think she was feeling a little, I think she was thinking that maybe she had enough to win that money, to win that shmoney. But here's the problem, you guys. Here is always the problem. No matter how amazing some of the fans think you are or whatever else, if you are an early boot, if you're a pre-jury boot, or if you are an early juror, It is hard to win AFP because a lot of fans are going to go off of recency bias. They're going to go off of that recency bias. So none of the less, out of, the more recent jurors, Keno is, that's who a lot of these casual fans liked. Yeah, his gameplay, and I don't know if it was a strategy of him just being a moron and telling everybody whether he was in alliance or not, just repeating conversations with everybody, just breaking trust, just ruining the trust with the people and everything else. No. No. That's not how this is going to work. So, with that being said, I'm not surprised that he won, but it seems like there are some people who are surprised that he won. But here's the thing, y'all. If y'all are relying on social media to tell you anything, y'all need to be plugged into Facebook. Anytime you need to be concerned about a fan vote, you need to be plugged into Facebook, because Facebook is going to give you an idea. It's like a silent majority. It's like a silent majority that makes their voices heard when it is time to vote. If you're just looking at Twitter, or you're just looking at Reddit, or you're just looking at the Instagrammies, or you're just looking at the Tickety Talk, no. You need to be back in time on Facebook. Because there is a silent majority there for every reality show of voicing opinions and thoughts that they really feel. And over time, Keno had a loyal base when their faves started to drop from the show. They were going to go all in on Keno. And so were the casuals, right? But I am so happy for Ashley, y'all. I'm so ecstatic, and I love that Taylor and Chelsea were there to support. I was happy for them to pass the torch. Also, you guys, Hannah Chada from the Cookout season of Big Brother, apparently this is a longtime friend of hers. Ashley and Chada are good friends. So this is just excellent all the way around. This is just, positive all the, because it's so nice, right? You go through all this blood, sweat, and tears, and ultimately, there is no criteria for Big Brother. As far as you getting your behind, finding a way to get in your behind to the end of the game, and being able to explain away to the jurors how you did it. That's the bottom line. It's not about whether or not you were a comp beast. It's not about whether or not you were in a million alliances. How did your behind stay in the game? What were your biggest moves? What and who did you influence? Do you know the number of times Ashley influenced people to not have her on the block, or to not have her be a replacement nom, and different things like that? And here's the thing, that's part of her strategy, not trying to win. Because guess what? She doesn't have to put a target on her back, and she doesn't have to show where her cards are. But the final HOH, she did show her cards, right? And she showed her cards. So listen, Morgan, me and you are cool, but we can be cool after the show. Right now, it's about the $750K. And I can't believe people just went with the theory that it was a foregone conclusion. It was going to be a boring, winner, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Y'all were complaining because y'all didn't want Morgan to win. So now that Morgan hasn't won, now y'all trying to switch it up and say Morgan should have won. No. The right things happen. Morgan should have won that final HOH. You gotta win. Here's the thing. Unless you are a Chelsea and you are confident, for sure that your final tool or whatever else, your real final tool is going to take you to the end, or like the Taylor and Monty situation, if you know for sure they're going to take you no matter what, that's one thing. But if you're unsure, and Ashley knew that attachment that Morgan and Vince had, she needed to make sure she bet on herself. She bet on herself, and she knew and she understood the assignment because she could not take any risks of any other type of foolishness going down. So, none of the less, that, I just felt that was icing on the cake. I was so happy Ashley won, y'all. I'm so happy for her. Congrats to her again. I will tune in to see if there's anything interesting that comes out in the exit interviews and everything else. I don't care about the showmance, and that's the other issue with Big Brother. They care about these showmances. I really don't care about that. I really don't care if Morgan and, Vince get together after show. I don't. I really don't, but nonetheless, see, when y'all focus on all that other stuff, that is why fans get confused, because you're not focusing in on the gameplay of these other players like Ashley. That's why people are confused as to how she won, because y'all weren't showing what she was doing. Make it make sense, but you wanted to focus all that time on the cheat mats. No. You should have focused on Ashley's story and how Ashley was moving in the house so that people were aware of, if she's potentially in those final chairs, some of her game-winning moves. Make it make sense. So there's that. That's it. That's all. Es todos, es final, es finito for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.